Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how to create a custom form in Adobe Workfront and then look at how to add that form to a project template. Okay, so let's jump right in. So we're logged into Workfront. We're here on our home page. And first off, we're going to go up to this top right to the waffle, click on that, and we're going to go to Setup right here. Once we're in Setup, you may land here on the custom form page already. If not, whatever page you land on, click here on the left on custom forms, make sure you get this drop down and then click on forms. Okay, so once you're here, we'll go up to this top left and hit new custom form. From here, we're going to create a project custom form today. As you can see, there's quite a few different types of custom forms you can create, but like I said, today we'll just do a project. So once we select that, we'll hit continue. Great, so now let's get into building out this custom form. So first step is to give this form a title. So for this example, let's just say asset details. So we'll just pretend that we're trying to gather some information on an asset for the creative team. Okay, so as you're creating a form, you'll have the opportunity to add section breaks. So I recommend adding section breaks. That helps keep it organized and just visually more appealing. So on this left-hand side, you'll see section break. Let's add one in, and let's just start with general details. We're going to get rid of this default one. Okay, so now we're within this general details. Let's start with the title. So we'll go up on this left side is where we have all the different fields that we can bring in. So for the title, we'll just bring in a single line text field. For the label, we'll call this title. Pretty straightforward. And we'll leave that as it is. Let's say we have the option right here to make it a required field. Let's say, we always want to know the title. That's important to us. If you wanted to add instructions, you can also add that here. Please let us know the title of the asset, for example. And format, text, currency number, your options will keep it as text. And then, like I said, we want to keep this single line. Okay, so we got that all set up. You also have the option up here to change the size. Right now it's small, medium, large. I actually kind of like this medium. I just feel like it visually looks a bit better. And if there's a longer title, it will fit better. So now we have the title. Next, let's add a asset type field. Okay. So let's choose a drop down field on this left hand side for this option. Okay, let's label this as type of asset. Okay, then we'll scroll down here. We'll leave all this the same for now. We don't need to change the format or the display type because we do want it to be a drop down. So let's just change the choices here. So for choice one, let's say, how about printed graphic, digital graphic, or let's say another option could be an ebook. And lastly, let's add one more, and let's say a one pager. Okay, so we'll leave those. We can sort those A to Z, and that looks good. So how about now we're gonna add our height and width. Right? Let's say we want to know, the dimensions. So it could be a single line text. Let's say height. Here we are going to change format to a number. The rest we can leave the same, except for let's say we want this as well to be required. So we'll make that required field. We'll just do the same thing again. Okay, so we've added both of those. Let's see. Let's say we want to bring in a field to distinguish the format, right? So let's say this could be a drop-down as well. We'll label this format. And then let's say like JPEG, PNG, maybe PDF, GIF. Let's leave it like that for now. We'll sort A to Z again, and those will be our options. for format. Let's say as well we want to bring in maybe a paragraph field that is for the goal of the campaign or the goal of the asset goal or purpose. Okay, please explain the purpose for this asset. Okay, and we'll leave it like that. Okay, let's just bring in one more, something different. Let's bring in maybe like a status field, and we'll make this a checkbox. Okay, we'll call this status, and we'll say ordered, requested, received. We'll just go with those. Let's actually put requested first, requested, order, receive. Let's leave it like that. Okay, so now we got that. Looks good. And now let's say we have height and width. We want to separate those. Let's create a new section break and call this dimensions. Okay, so we're going to do something interesting here. There's already a field with this name. So what we can do is instead of creating a new field for dimensions, if we go over to this field library, we can search for it, and we have this section break already created. Okay, so the way it works is once you create a field, it is saved into Workfront and will stay there permanently unless deleted. Okay, we brought in dimensions. Now we want to bring over height and width. So we're just going to go and drag that down to there. Width as well, we'll go and drag that down, put it next to it. So now we have this under dimensions. And maybe, we'll put format as well. That's kind of relevant with dimensions. So we have title, maybe we want this over here with the type of asset purpose, and the status. So as you can see, you can drag and drop and move things around. If you want to see what it's going to look like, if you go up here, you can hit preview. So this is exactly what that form will look like. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. I think it's looking pretty good. And preview. And then we're going to go over here and hit save and close. Okay, so that saved our form right here. Asset details, you want to add a description. Capture asset details, pretty straightforward. Okay, now let's real quick add this to a template. So if we go over to our templates, just go into this general strategic initiative template. And if you go over here to template details, up here on the top right is add custom form. And there it is, asset details. So we'll hit that, and there's our custom form. You can go in, start adding details. This is a digital to win. And then requested, put in our height, 20 by 20, format, we want it to be a JPEG. Okay, then you save changes, and that's how you'd have it. One thing to note, actually, you wouldn't necessarily want to go in and add this information to your template, because that would mean every time you created a project from this template, it would have all this information filled out already. So if there was a scenario where you had a custom form and certain information was always the same, you could do this on the template, so that way when the project is created, it's already filled out correctly. That being said, in this case, each one would probably be different. So we'll go in and just delete all this. Okay, there you go. So that is how you create a custom form and how you add it to your template.